Hello, you're listening to My Emotional Support Besties, and I'm here with my emotional support bestie, Tori.
And I'm here with mine, Reed.
Wow, we're back together.
We're
Y'all,
back.
we had a week apart, and let me just
We
tell
did.
you, my heart was longing for time with Tori. I was sad. Actually, I went to our friend Kiara's place this weekend. She hosted a really fun coffee shop setup in her house.
It looked very cute.
It was adorable. So basically she opened up her house on Saturday, had all the girlies over. She made really good matchas. She made this sticky bun latte.
Oh, baby.
I was her sous chef. I was in the
Love
kitchen
it.
making the
Love
food.
it.
Making some hummus toast with
Ooh,
cucumber
Okay.
or peanut butter toast with banana.
Okay.
It was very, very fun. But afterwards, one of our friends was like, do you ever feel like sad when Tori's not at these things when she's gone? I was like, oh yeah, because she literally is my emotional support bestie. I love to have my emotional support bestie with me at all times. And I felt a huge loss.
I know you did come up a lot on my trip,
Oh my God.
which is so funny. People probably by the end of it were like, "Oh, I know her. I know Reed."
I was basically out on the trip.
Correct. I was in Tulum for a rescheduled, thanks to a hurricane, wedding reception for my college best friend, Elise, and her lovely husband, Kevin, and a lot of his friends that I had heard about for years were there. And so we had a really good time over there. And my forehead is peeling because I do have a sunburn.
She's a little red.
Yep, because the skin was very pale and winterized. So, you know. But yeah, it was really fun. I got to talk about the podcast a lot. People were hyping it. It was a cool group of peeps. But yeah, definitely missed you. Came up a lot. I was definitely showing pictures of the dogs to everybody because they all have dogs.
And
I
they're
was
the
like,
children.
I was like, I don't own these dogs, but they're my babies.
Yeah.
Here they are. It was cute.
They're-
'Cause no one in that group has kids. So, but like
The
they
dogs.
have kids.
Yeah.
Because they all have dogs.
Well, they're your godchildren.
That's right.
You know, if
That's
anything
right.
were to ever happen to John and I, you're the only person I'd trust with them.
Oh my God, I would love nothing more. Except I wouldn't love nothing more. Please, nothing happen to you. Thank you.
For real, seriously.
Please.
However,
Please.
we got to go another week apart because
I know.
Tori goes to Tulum. She comes home. And now I'm going to Mexico
Yep.
for
Time
a
for you
week.
to get your son on.
I'm going to get my son
Get
on,
your
except for
celebration on.
not really. I'm going to be having an umbrella over me.
Yep.
Can't let these UV rays hit this ginger skin.
I know. I was when we were leaving town yesterday, and sitting on an airplane with a sunburn on your legs is not a fun feeling. I was like, you know what? I think it's time for me to like not care that I look dorky and get those like long sleeve UV shirts
Yes.
and throw those on as soon as I like get out of the water.
Yeah, they actually go in the water.
I had the thought of like, okay, I should have brought a whole wetsuit. We all should have been head to toe because almost every person in that group ended up getting a sunburn.
It's just
So
so
I would
easy to
advise, be careful. It's not worth it.
do. Okay. And Mexico City is at like 7,000 elevation. So,
Okay.
woo, even closer to those rays.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I'm very excited, but I'm not excited to be away from my emotional support bestie.
I know it's going to be weird. I'm going to be here with the dogs and we're just going to be sad.
I'm going to miss the puppies.
But when I was in the ocean, okay, so we were talking last episode about swimsuits, and another element of that I didn't even think about was like the functionality of a swimsuit. Coverage, is it good for activity? I brought 0 active wear type swimsuits because, well, just wasn't thinking about it. The waves were wild in Tulum, and she wore the wrong swimsuit.
Do we get a little nip slip?
Every single time I got hit by a wave, I think every person in our group did see my bare breasts at least once.
Oopsie.
But did it stop me from wanting to be in the ocean? No. Your girl's drawn to the water. but the bottoms and the top were not well fitting for ocean wear. There was at one point where poor Elise did get pulled under a wave. We kept calling her bottom feeder because she got dragged across the bottom.
Oh my god!
She did slam straight into my bare butt because my bottoms had fully fallen down. So her head did slam straight into my right butt cheek. So as I'm confused because I didn't see that it was her, I thought an animal had hit my butt cheek, and my pants were falling off, and I was scared they were gonna float away from me. It was a whole thing.
Oh my god.
But you know what? At some point, you kind of just want to play and you don't really care. I was like, we're going to assume the consequences. I did a lot of holding my swimsuit.
Yeah. You know what this reminds me of is when I was probably like 15 or so, my family went to Maui. And my sister and I went to the beach and we were swimming. We're out on the waves. And there was these young boys, probably the same age as us. They were playing volleyball, and we're lurking. We are,
of course,
we're out in the ocean. We're spying, and we're like, these boys, they're real cute. And as we're, assessing the situation, a massive wave comes and pushes us, plows us into the sand, and we like waves over our head. We get pushed against the sand. There's sand in every crevice.
You're like, that's what we get
in our eyes, and we just are like, and we have to like walk by these cute boys like,
yep. You're like, what's up, gentlemen?
It was so embarrassing, but what can you do? The waves are strong.
What can you do? Yeah. Elise and I actually, it did make me think of when we were in Costa Rica a few years ago. We found a beach, similar situation of the waves, but we sat on the shore and just sat there, and we for 45 minutes just let the waves toss us around, but we just sat the whole time and we laughed hysterically. We got the weirdest looks. So they were like, why are these two grown-ass women just flopping around on the beach, hysterically laughing? But the amount of sand that was in every crevice of my body after that.
Oh, I bet. Oh, it's always so funny.
I was wearing a diaper.
It's always so funny when you go to the bathroom when you're on like a beach vacation and sand just like pours into the toilet.
Yes. Correct. Oh my
gosh.
And I could not get out of my swimsuits. They're washing. Let's pray.
Oh.
Let's pray to the universe. The sand does come out of that swimsuit.
Oh boy.
A little expensive. But it was a good time. Good time was had. The sunburn, I would say, was worth it.
Okay.
I was missing the beach quite intensely. We shout out to Fernando. He was our beach attendant at the beach club. He was an incredible man. He kept trying to pour tequila shots straight into my mouth, which I did let him do a couple of times.
Wow.
He was a great vibe. He was he was a very lovely man. So
Sounds
if
like
you're ever in Tulum, don't
party.
remember the name of the beach club, but if you just look for a man named Fernando, good time was had by all.
Love that.
Yep. It was great. We also went to a club that was essentially a tree house.
Oh.
It was really fucking cool.
A magic tree house.
Correct. I did end up in the DJ booth at one point. It was shaped like a bird's nest.
Oh, she's the mother hen.
Correct. We had a great time. It made me think of you because they did play Gasolina.
Gasolina.
Yeah, so there was some Daddy Yankee that was definitely playing. I love
my Daddy Yankee.
Really funny pictures of me, very intensely dancing to that. The DJ did try to salsa dance with me as well during that song, but the platform that he was standing on was very small, and all I could picture. You had to crawl into the DJ booth. There was like a little tiny door in the like bird's nest structure to get in, which already was confusing when I was drunk. He's trying to salsa dance, and all I could picture was me rolling off of the platform and tearing down the entire bird's nest and then falling through the treehouse. So it was like the whole time I was up there, I was having so much fun, but also was so scared. So scared the whole time.
How high up was this? Like really in a tree?
Yeah, like we walked up a lot of steps.
Whoa.
It was giving like second platform of like the Tarzan's treehouse in Disneyland.
Whoa. Oh, remember when we went on that and Kayla was
correct.
So
we had to sandwich her in, but I was really proud of her for going. But I also was like, why did you come up here?
Hi, Kayla.
Hey, girl. So proud of you for facing your fears. Apparently it's under construction again. It's getting switched back. That in 20 years at Disneyland.
It's not going to be Tarzan anymore. What's it going to be?
I think it's going back to Swiss Family Robinson. I've only gone in that treehouse once, and it was that time.
I was scared. It's very high up.
Yeah, it's a little high up. But thankfully, this situation up there, like, you didn't feel like you were being... I honestly don't know what the structure looked like. I just know that we were in trees.
Okay.
We walked up.
Isn't the architecture just so cool in Tulum?
It was so cool.
It's like...
It was a really beautiful place.
Yeah, it's like so intertwined with nature,
Yes.
and there's cool just structures,
Yes.
and
everybody is just there on a journey. Like,
it's beautiful.
focused on their wellness. That's definitely not why we were there.
You're like, we're getting lit.
Correct. We just drank for 5 days, but you know what? It was good for our emotional wellness.
Yeah, have fun
together. But yeah, so that place was a definite vibe. Loved that guy. Don't know his name. We were calling him DJ the DJ because I don't know what his name was.
You didn't get the DJ's name.
Know.
Dang.
I know. Did flirt with there was some drummers that came through. They were really cool.
Were they like drumline drummers? Were they like rock drummers?
No, it was like almost like bongo drums.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And do I know if they were employed by the bar? Sure don't. They just kept popping up.
I was really confused because I'm like...
They wheel in a drum set every 5 minutes.
Well, I was like, when you're like, was flirting with some drummers, for some reason, I was just thinking like you met some guys and you found out they were drummers. No. And so then I was like, oh, but now I'm like, oh, she saw some people drumming and she talked to them. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, they were right by where we were dancing. They kept popping up and they were really having fun with our group.
Oh.
They were a great time, but like I said, still don't know if they were supposed to be there or not. They didn't get kicked out. I'm assuming they were part of the club.
You think there's just some freelance drummers showing up and they're like, you know what,
Maybe.
we could show this club what we are capable of.
Yes, honestly, I kind of like
it
more if that was the situation.
That'd be fun.
But I have a feeling it probably wasn't. Yeah. So that was definitely interesting. We went to a dinner right before that where I think it probably was pretty well known for like bachelorette parties.
Okay.
Because about every 5 minutes on the dot, all of a sudden a group of about 15 employees with sparklers in their hands, and then the song "Party People," yeah, every 5 minutes. And at some point I was like, am I in Groundhog's Day?
Like, can you make this stop?
Am I having amnesia and it's just like repeating? What is happening right now? Every 5 minutes. And like a new group of beautiful people would just emerge.
Oh.
And I think that they would, they all were celebrating something.
Okay.
And they would bring out like a ski shot.
Oh, a shot ski.
Or shot ski. I'm so sorry.
Shot
so
ski.
Sorry. That was a vibe. So that was an interesting place for sure.
Did they do it for Kevin and Elise?
We did not do it.
Aww.
I know. I don't know what the situation to like set that up was. I should have probably figured it out. But yeah, that was a fun place. We did pay like $40 for tacos, but
were they good?
They were good. We did get.
Did you have good food?
With it. Oh, such good food.
Yeah.
Such good food, and so many like really good options. Very vegan friendly.
Yeah. I've heard that.
But we stayed in a really beautiful villa, and it was like a 5-minute walk from like the hotel area of Tulum, and so there was a lot of really fun restaurants over there, smoothie bars.
I love a smoothie bar.
Yeah, no, it was really good. I think especially for the level of alcohol we were consuming in the evenings, to have a nice smoothie and a healthy breakfast.
Yeah, you're like,
was good for all of us.
It's all about balance.
Correct. And we did almost bring home like 15 different stray dogs.
Oh.
But I don't even know that all of them were strays.
They're just fun.
Because some of them had collars. They just roam and they're so well behaved and they're very sweet. There was one at the last restaurant we were at, and Malia kept telling me not to look at it because it was using its sad eyes. It was working it on me because I gave it some of my taco. Oh man, because it was just really cute. It was this really cute little lab with these big brown eyes, and he just kept sitting there. He like knew I was a sucker.
I'd give it all my food.
Oh, he was perfect. A lot of cats. Yeah, no, it was a really good time. Can't recommend it enough. Tulum was a good spot.
I'm so glad.
It was a fun weekend. Definitely reminded all of us, I think, that we're not in our early 20s anymore. We were hurting. Definitely by the last night, people were like, all right, the liver's going kaput. We're done. But yeah, it was really lovely, and it was lovely to celebrate two people that I love and just a good group of people. You know, I like being in groups of people that are very much into loving on their people and celebrating each other, and it was really sweet. So,
oh, that's so fun.
It was a good time. It was a good time.
I'm
My
glad you
skin
had
is peeling
fun.
like a lizard or a snake.
I'm glad you're back.
Yeah.
But this will be a fun episode because we really didn't share much with each other while Tori was away, purposely, so we could capture it all live here today for you.
That's right. How was your week while I was gone?
Yeah, my week was good. You know, it was quite stormy here. So that was, you know.
Yeah, my landing last night was terrifying.
Oh my God, I was so scared for you because
I didn't land the plane.
She had to land the plane.
Yep.
Yeah, I was really scared for you because it was so windy last night.
Yeah, it was bad.
Our like little screens on the side of our porch broke because the wind.
That's what that was. I kept hearing stuff.
Oh yeah, sorry, that was probably so loud for you.
No, it was fine. I mean, I didn't go to bed until like 2 a.m. But
yeah,
and then I was so tired. I slept for 7 hours straight, so it didn't bother me.
Yeah, it was wild out there. Also, did you see a tree like snapped in half? Like one of those ones when you walk to the gym.
Uh-oh.
Nobody was hurt. It was a smaller tree, but it was like literally in half.
Ugh.
Wild. But yeah, I had a, slow week, but a good week.
We love a slow and good week.
Yeah. What did I do? It's a great question, Reed. What did I do this past week? You know what? Don't really know because you were gone, so it wasn't that fun. Just kidding.
You said you had something funny to share.
I have multiple funny things to share with you that happened this past week. Do you recall that this Christmas, my dad got a really exciting, fun present? The Meta Oculus.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, you know how he's been super into that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Really fun.
Yep.
Love the Meta Oculus. You know, it's like a really full body exercise. I did the
Heck yeah.
What's that one where you're slashing? It's like slashing the beats. Maybe
it's
beat
like a
slasher
saber
or something.
beats or something.
Yeah.
It's like a lightsaber. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's really fun. But the one that he's like most into is Batman. It's like a Dark Knight game. I've played it. It's really intimidating. Like these guys come down. You have to beat them up. You punch them. When I played it, my heart rate was through the roof. I was so scared. But my dad's been so into it. Like he plays it all the time.
I love this.
So the other day, I called John and he goes, have you talked to your parents anytime recently? And I was like, what do you mean? I talked to them earlier today. He's like, no, like in the past 15 minutes. I'm like, no, is everything okay? What's wrong? Is everything okay? And he goes, you should call your dad. I'm like, what is going on? Can you tell me? He's like, so I called your dad back and he says, are you calling to make fun of me? And I'm like, why would I be making fun of you?
Oh no.
He goes, I was playing on the Meta Oculus and I punched the TV. Fully punched.
Get out of here.
The TV. He's playing in the living room.
Oh no.
My mom's in the office and he's playing the Batman game and just fully punches and hits the TV. My mom's like, I hear this big bang. And I'm like,
crap.
Are you okay? And dad's like, oh shit. And she's like, what? And he's like, yeah, I just hit the TV. And then a few seconds later, he turns on the TV. Big dent. Totally busted.
Oh, I'm sure.
And he's like, oh crap, the TV's broken. And so John's like, why would I know that? And he's like, man. And so I give my dad a call and my dad answers and he goes, it's Batman. And I'm like, Dad.
We love playing into the joke.
I was just like, Dad, what'd you do? And he's like, hey, it really is confusing where you are when you're wearing that. And I'm like, doesn't it like warn you? He's like, it didn't warn me this time.
Oh, crap.
This comes after him like punching the mantle on accident a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I thought you were going to straight up say he like broke a limb.
I'm surprised he didn't break his hand because then I go, you don't have to hit that hard.
Yeah.
And he goes,
he gets so into it.
Yeah, he goes, no, you do because you get more points when you hit them harder. So then I go, okay, send me a picture. Can you send me a picture of the TV? And he's like, yeah, once I get home. I'm like, where are you? He's like, Costco. I got to get a new TV. Immediately.
Get out of here. Wait, was it like their big TV?
Yes, the big one in the like back family room area. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. RIP to that TV.
Woof.
I know. I'm just picturing like my mom's experience though of being
my God, yeah.
in the like just
I
working
would
away.
have probably fallen on the ground laughing.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm just picturing your dad like, damn it, shaking out his hand with the goggles still on, so he can't even see that your mom is on the floor laughing.
Yes.
Oh,
well, and then
no.
I FaceTime my sister, and I'm like, you'll never believe what just happened. And I tell her, and she's just cry laughing because ever since he got it, he's the most fun person to watch playing on the Oculus because he has commentary for everything.
Oh, I love
He's always like, there's cockroaches. Oh my. Okay. Oh, here's this guy. Okay, I got to get this guy.
Get out.
And it's just like with the goggles on.
What if you found out that I wasn't actually in Tulum? Where I was at for 5 days was just sitting on your parents' couch with the Oculus on, pretending I was at the beach.
Oh, I'd be really sad.
I know, but that'd be really funny.
Oh my gosh.
Like just make up all these stories and I'm like, oh yeah, I was in Tulum.
Hey.
Wouldn't be lying. I was in Tulum in my head.
Maybe we could try an Oculus vacation.
There you go. It'd be a lot freaking cheaper.
Wow. So one other little family story that also happened. Okay, so on what day would this have been? Okay, Sunday, I'm like, I really want to go shopping. I want to get some new pants. I want to go to the mall because I want to go to a particular store, but I really don't want to go by myself. I hate shopping by myself. That's like the last thing I want to do. Honestly, I don't want to do.
I love it.
I don't want to do anything by myself. I always want to have my emotional support bestie. I want to have fun and share the experience, enjoy myself with somebody else, right?
Out in the wild, comment on shit.
However, I am working on doing things alone.
Proud of you.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go shopping all by myself. Typically, I would be asking Tori, I'd be asking another friend, my sister, and I almost did. I almost texted and said, hey, what are you guys up to today? And I was like, nope. Exposure therapy. I am going shopping.
Love it.
All by myself. So I get in the car and I'm driving and I call my mom and she's like, oh, you're going to the mall? Oh, we're actually going to the mall in like an hour. We're meeting up with your aunt there to go shopping. I was like, oh, what? That's wild. Maybe I'll see you. And I never go to the mall. Ever. So then I drive. I get there. I park. As soon as I get out of my car, I get a FaceTime.
Oh.
Kenna, my sister, she's FaceTiming. She goes, oh my God, you need to see this outfit that my niece was trying on in the Nordstrom dressing room. She is so adorable. And I go, are you talking about this Nordstrom? And I turn my camera around to the Nordstrom, or to show the Nordstrom.
Wow.
And she's like, shut up.
The family pulled
shut
the mall.
up. Are you here? And I'm like, yeah.
Oh
so I walk into the dressing room to see them. Me and my sister are wearing the exact same outfit.
Get out of here.
Literally the exact same outfit. And I'm like, are you for real?
Wow.
So then
what a simulating thing.
I end up shopping with my sister and my niece for a bit, and then my parents end up joining us. And I'm walking through Aritzia, and it's literally like I'm 16 years old. My dad's like, how much is that? Like, they're like, what about this,
Was
Reed?
there any anxiety? Because when I think about shopping as a high schooler in high school, I think about just trying on jeans and crying.
Oh, I had to kind of be like, okay, remember you're an adult.
Yes. You're paying for the things.
You're paying for it. You're in charge.
Yeah. Yep.
But no, it was really fun and it was super cute. And then I saw my aunt too. My aunt was with my parents. And so then I was like, how funny is this? My niece runs into her aunt. I run into my aunt.
That's
like,
so cute.
Isn't that wild though? I'm like, this was me intentionally trying to go do something independently. And boom, there's my whole entire family.
That's right.
It was great. It was a fun little treat. The universe didn't want me to be by myself.
Did you get a pretzel?
No, I did not get a pretzel. But I did get 2 pairs of jeans and a sweater.
Better than a pretzel.
Yeah. I was pretty happy.
Heck yeah.
And I felt like such a grown up because I got 2 new pairs of jeans. And immediately yesterday, I went to the tailor and I dropped them off to get them.
You went to our girls?
I went to our girls.
Okay.
To get them taken in and make them fit real nice.
And let me tell you, if you haven't gotten on that tailored jeans trend,
oh my gosh.
You're missing out.
Seriously?
I actually have a couple of pairs that are a little too big now and I need to take them to probably get tailored.
Let me tell you something. I went probably 30 years my life before I finally got something tailored. And you
So
know what?
good.
It's so worth it because it is $10. 10 or
Yes.
15 a
Yes.
piece. $10 or $15. And there were pants that I would like put on and I'm like, you know what? I always have to wear a shirt that covers the waistline because I don't like how that looks. What a waste.
Yep.
I finally paid
Yep.
the $10 and now I can wear anything with these jeans.
Yep.
Get your pants tailored.
Making you look snatched.
It's really a game changer. Aside from those major instances while you were away, not only was it stormy outside, but it was stormy in my mind because your girl was in Luteal Phase.
Ugh.
And we hate Luteal Phase.
We hate her.
She's mean. Her name is Karen. Karen
Yeah.
or like she's a Karen.
I don't like to call women a bitch, but she a bitch.
Luteal Karen is a mean woman. And here's the thing. One, for those of you listening that don't know what luteal phase is,
Look it up.
whoa, especially you who menstruate, I learned about the phases of our periods only like 2.5, 3 years ago.
Way too late.
Yeah, way too late. And when I learned about it, I was like, why didn't they teach me this in school?
Yeah.
Why didn't I know about this?
And everyone with clinical licenses that I talked to about it, like, knows all this stuff about it because they learned about it in anatomy
Yeah.
and
we
their classes. And I'm like, that shouldn't just be a thing if you're going into like a biological field.
We should
Tell
have
me about
learned
it.
about that. No, if you're somebody who menstruates, you should have learned about
Yes.
this. It's not fair because now I'm like, oh, that's why I feel crazy.
I also think that people who don't menstruate need to learn about it
Yes. Agreed.
because you need to have some sympathy
And empathy.
for those of us with a shedding uterus.
Yes.
Okay?
For those of you who do not know the phases of your period, just real quick, this is a hit list. Menstruation, we all
Hit
know.
list.
This is the hit list. This is nice, quick, fast education brought to you by AI Overview. Okay.
I thought you were going to say AA.
Brought to you by AA.
This is a published article by Alcoholics Anonymous.
So we all know phase 1, menstruation. That's when you're bleeding, or you would be bleeding if you
Yes.
didn't have like a IUD birth control situation. Okay. That lasts 1 to 5 days for typical periods, but that can vary.
People
okay?
be all over. Yep.
So during that phase, you know, you're going to be tired. You're going to be sad. You're going to probably be a little more fatigued. You probably want chocolate.
And that's typically every about 28 days.
Yes.
That phase is starting.
So then we got phase 2. This is the great phase. This is follicular phase. This is when you're like, I'm energized. I'm happy. I feel like I can see clearly. I've got energy to go and maybe work out,
Yep.
do things I enjoy.
Yep.
And I have a positive outlook on life.
Yep.
Okay. Then we have ovulation. And this is when you're like, I'm sexy.
And your body's like, put a baby in it.
Yeah. You're like, oh, why do I want a child all of a sudden?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
But you're like, I'm feeling myself a little.
That's
Okay,
right.
I'm
That's
looking
right.
good. And then you have luteal phase. We have like 2 weeks of just sadness, sadness. And during luteal, you know, your estrogen, it drops.
Yep.
And you just feel like, does everybody hate me?
Yep.
Am I the most annoying person that's ever
Am I the
walked?
ugliest person that's ever landed on this planet?
You're like,
Why does my skin look like this?
am I a monster?
Reed said last night, put me in a cage and throw me away. That's exactly how I feel. Like, just lock me up for a few days because
Truly.
it's a disaster up in here.
And so I can now finally like clock it when it's happening. And I remember I was driving home the other day and all of a sudden I was like, I'm sad. And I was like,
Yes.
no one likes me. And then I was like, oh, hello, luteal. Hello, you spicy little bitch.
Seriously.
And all I need to say is, Reed, future luteal
Yes.
Reed, do not believe it.
Yes.
It's not true. It's luteal speaking.
Yep. And this is a message to everybody in our lives, everybody who has people in their lives that are menstruating, experiencing a menstruation cycle. Be kind
Be nice.
when you're noticing that happen.
And if your friends need to go hibernate,
Just let them.
let them.
But
they
check
need
in on
it.
them every couple days.
Check in on them, but you know they probably need some quiet time.
Yep.
I also
And
need
don't
to.
take it personally.
I also need to never be held accountable for what I say when I'm in luteal.
1000%.
The fact that I never have road rage and then luteal hits and I'm just like, get off the streets.
Yep.
Like, yeah, well, it's really obnoxious,
Mhm.
but for all of you who didn't know about the
Yep.
phases, I hope most of you do now. Like, I feel like
Yes.
those like Instagram girlies that
Yep.
like talk about it are really putting in the labor. They're
Seriously.
getting the information out there.
Seriously.
But if you still don't know much about it, highly recommend reading about it, because learning about that aspect of my body and that process really just brought a lot more self-awareness and some grace
Love
and
yourself
kindness
better.
to the phases that we go through.
Yeah. Love yourself and your friends better, I think, once you have that knowledge. It's my favorite thing because I feel like when a woman in my life tells me, because Reed's really good about this, Reed will be like, oh, it's the 18th of the month. You probably are about to start your luteal. That's why you're having this day.
Tori will be like, I don't know, I'm just having a really bad day. I'm feeling really anxious. I don't like how I showed up this way, all this. And then I'm like, you're in your luteal phase, just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, once you see it,
Yep.
you
Can't
see it.
unsee it.
And so it is nice, like, knowing kind of like where your friends are at in their cycles, because, you know, I think it's helpful being like, you don't always feel this way about yourself.
Yes.
You're not always going to feel
like, remember
down.
2 weeks ago when we went to that restaurant and you felt so cute and
Yes.
you were loving it and you were happy and proud of yourself. Like, just remember that was only 2 weeks ago. That's still you.
I do feel like I'm more on the tail end of it. Things are going to start going up. We're better.
Yep.
You know, we're doing a little bit better now.
Yeah. Cut to me on both flights that I was on. Already there's studies that say when you're at like 30,000 feet, for some reason, your emotions are higher or heightened just because of the situation. I'm already not a big crier, but I will tend to cry on a flight if I watch something emotional enough. And I just wanted to feel it.
What'd you
night.
watch?
So for 7 hours, I basically just watched sad things.
Oh, no.
I've started watching this show called The Pit. If you're easily triggered by medical things, do not watch it. There's some really gross stuff in there.
Okay,
but like, I live in the
then.
medical field, so it doesn't bother me. But it is a very realistic scripted depiction of like a trauma ER.
I cannot watch that.
This isn't like Grey's Anatomy outcomes. It's not like, oh, someone like was drowning for 30 minutes and somehow still is alive. Like, no, the people are going to die. I was
Why are you watching this?
weeping on the plane, like glasses off, like doing a full, like almost like a windshield wiper, like tears were flicking everywhere. And then I'm like, oh, what should I watch next? I don't know if you've watched the movie Still Alice. It's an older movie.
Oh my God, that's a sad movie.
It's so sad.
Doesn't the mom have like, early
Alzheimer's?
onset
Alzheimer's.
Yeah, no.
And Julianne Moore is just an actress for the ages.
Ugh,
but
yes.
I was feeling it last night, and it probably looked so funny. Like, I look back on it now and I'm like, that probably looked hilarious.
Yeah, being
to
an outsider
onlooker.
This woman is
Yes, and this little
sobbing.
girl, it was honestly annoying, was running up and down the aisles when in my head, because of the time we were on East Coast time, it was like 3:00 in the morning. She's running up and down the aisles and I'm like flicking tears off of my face.
Very different moods.
And she probably was like, hey mom, there's a crazy lady in row 32. Can you call the flight attendant? Sorry about it.
Something's wrong with her.
I know.
Wow.
But I think also the flight attendant maybe saw that I was going through it, because she did give me 3 packs of Biscoff cookies and everyone else got 1.
Oh my God.
So
whoa.
at least somebody enjoyed me on that flight, you know?
Whoa.
I also didn't have anyone that sat next to me, thankfully. So there was not a person in the middle.
Okay.
So that was
Okay.
nice. That was nice.
Man.
But I would love to know what the man who was like
Yep.
behind me at an angle
Yep.
was thinking, because he could like see my screen. I also was like editing our last episode like on my iPad, like taking notes on stuff, and I was making like ridiculous notes, and he probably was like, this woman is all over the map.
Yeah.
I also like, okay, do you ever watch something on a plane that's definitely not plane appropriate and like wiener? Like that was happening too. Like just like straight penis.
Scream that out.
And then I also just like had downloaded
Oh,
stuff,
it's on
so it
your
wasn't
iPad.
on
Okay.
like, yeah.
Wiener.
Yeah, and like that, shout out to American Airlines. They have a really nice like
Screen.
No, they didn't have screens on the back of the seats, but they have really nice device holders that are up at eye level, so I'm not like break your neck. I wasn't doing it, But that means that the man who was sitting perpendicular, he could see everything, and he was also awake the whole flight.
This man's like, wiener.
Yeah, multiple things I was watching, wieners popped out. And then I do the immediate, like, make the screen black, because I was scared. But then I also was like, he's not a child. He has a wiener, I'm assuming.
Maybe.
So we went to these beautiful cenotes Sunday. So our last day all together as a group. It was really fun. We had an amazing guide. He was so sweet. Had a lot of fun. They did do some like climbing through underwater tunnels that I have never said no faster to because I'm claustrophobic.
That's so scary.
They had a great time, and I was so happy for them, and I was happy to sit back and cheer them on when they came out.
And you were also like, praise the Lord.
Yeah, and I was like, and I have zero regret about not going.
Yeah.
I just was floating around in the water. It was beautiful. There were bats flying above me. It was
really
crazy.
wish you had floaty wings.
I know. I did have goggles on. I probably looked so ridiculous.
Love goggles.
But speaking of my goggles, the last 2 cenotes we went to, the crew that was guiding us through cenotes had underwater GoPro sets.
Ooh, okay.
And so we got the photo package. And the pictures, I saw them yesterday. I was cry laughing in the airport looking at these.
Can we share them with the people?
Yeah, there's a couple that I'd be willing to share potentially.
Ooh,
but
an exclusive.
That's right. So cut back to them being taken. I float too easily. So I have a really hard time staying underwater, but it makes me, I've always been a good swimmer. I can't stay under.
Less drown risk.
I think some of it has to do with the flotation devices that are permanently attached to my body and just like denseness of my body.
Okay.
Elise also was struggling with this, so we were laughing at ourselves. But it means I was having a hard time staying under for the picture. So the pictures that I got at the second cenote, you were supposed to push off like the cave side to get under. And so he kept looking at me and I was like, count to 6 so he could go under farther. Okay. And then he would take the picture. I don't know how this man was staying down there that long, by the way. He did not get like weighted flippers on. How was he down there that far? It wasn't floating up. He wasn't even swimming. I don't know what he was doing.
Whoa.
A miracle, man. Anyway, so he's down there. So I'm like, 1, 2, I'm like counting. And then I like push myself off thinking I'm like so far underwater. And then I look really cool.
Yeah. Barely.
Nope. He comes back up and he goes, lady, let's do it again. And I'm thinking, oh, maybe I just like didn't go far down enough. I'm pretty positive after looking at those pictures that yet again, even though it was a different swimsuit, my boobs had popped out.
No.
Yeah.
He got booby pics.
Because he kept doing that. He kept going, we should take another one. But he like wouldn't tell me why.
He probably was uncomfortable.
I know.
You flashed this man.
Really bad. Because I would come up and I would like kind of readjust. So I think eventually I figured out like, but I wasn't like I was consciously having the thought of like, I am straight up assaulting this man. Didn't have that thought.
Exposing yourself to this man over and over.
But the pictures that we did get that were safe for work, so funny. They're so funny. And sweet Kevin.
Aww.
We were looking at them and I think he was trying really hard not to
like,
laugh.
"You
But
look
then I like looked at
beautiful."
him. But then I looked at him and I was like, I look like an insane person. First off, why didn't I blow the air out of my face? So I just have puffy cheeks. My freaking goggles.
Did everybody have goggles?
Yes.
Okay.
My boobs were floating so high, which is where they probably like nip slip happened a couple of times. I look like I'm being suffocated by them. They're just up in my face and then I'm in like a weird frog pose.
I cannot wait to see these.
They're really bad. And like some of them are so cool. Like some people in the group looked so cool. They look like
doing
mermaids.
flips and stuff.
I look insane.
You're not a mermaid?
I'm not a mermaid.
Oh.
I'm an above water mermaid, I think.
Oh, okay.
I can look graceful above the surface.
Mermaid cowgirl.
That's right. I am a mermaid cowgirl. But yeah, and then I tried to reattempt it again at the next one. Those got even more ridiculous. There's also pictures of 3 of us and we're like, oh, it'll be funny. Like we'll go under and flip everybody off. They're like way far down and I'm like clearly trying to attempt to get down. But like my legs are like, I'm in like happy baby pose and just like my little fingers.
I just love the idea of like, like now I'm picturing like, hey, go try to get this diving ring, Tori, and you like not being able to get to the bottom of a pool.
Exactly.
Oh.
So
hey, you know
sorry,
what?
if you ever need me to get something at the bottom of a pool, I'm never going to be able to do it.
Yeah, but I'm glad because that's much less of a drown risk.
I completely
and
agree.
I'm glad. I don't want you to drown. So
Yeah, they were like, anybody need a life vest? I was like, not I.
you already have one.
Got it.
Strapped on for the rest of
And
your
sorry
life.
that I assaulted your crew with my body
So sorry for
unconsensually. The worst.
being a flasher and exposer.
So basically, should have been charged with public indecency for 2 days in a row.
Wow, I'm surprised you didn't
So
get
this is
kicked
my
out of the
PSA.
country.
Bring like a Speedo athletic swimsuit with you everywhere you travel in case you need to like be active in the water.
I like the idea of you on your next vacation, Speedo swimsuit, goggles.
Yes.
You are like just plastered in white sunscreen, a sun shirt, and like a
swim
flippers.
Yep.
Yes. And you're just like, I'm ready, guys.
I was swimming around the goggles and I was swimming up to people and I was like, hey, want to play mermaids? And like only a couple people thought it was funny. But I was like, come on, that'd be really funny.
I'd play mermaids with you, obviously.
Thanks.
I mean,
thank you.
We do sometimes in the hot tub.
Correct. We were laughing about that. Like, remember when you'd like whirlpool as a kid? Have you seen those videos where it's joking about like you're talking about like politics, something super dark in the hot tub, but the video is like all of you just swimming around in a circle.
Literally
in the hot
us
tub.
like 2-3 weeks ago when we were sitting in the hot tub talking politics, and I'm like legs out of the hot tub to have my feet out so I stay cool and stuff. And I'm like, no, just seriously, this is the issue. Like,
yes. Yes, trying to solve all the world's problems while looking like a ridiculous child in the hot tub.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry to that man.
Oh, something I didn't tell you was at Kiara's every time I say her name, you know how I say it. Kiara. I just want to say it. At her coffee shop, I was giving everybody names.
Love that.
We all had just fun names that I just came up with.
Love it.
Somebody was Tammy Tambourine. Someone was
That's a good one.
Neutron.
It's a good one.
Somebody
like Jimmy.
Exactly. Somebody was Rodeo.
Ooh.
Someone was Manhattan.
Spicy.
Lucky.
Oh.
And I was Samantha. I was Samantha.
Did you wear your hat and your zebra print shirt?
I did not. I should have, but
you should have showed up to that as that character.
That's what Kiara was telling me. Kiara and I also the night before were playing dress up. I have a costume trunk because I love a costume party. So for the past like 10 years, I've had costume parties every year for my birthday, and I save all my costumes, of course. And I have a trunk full of costumes. And so we were playing dress up and coming up with characters. And my new character is Samantha. And she's a fun girl. She has an accent. She doesn't know where she's from because she's traveled all over the world.
Correct.
So rightfully so.
That's my favorite thing about her.
Yeah, you just can't tell where that dialect is from because it's just a world traveler's dialect.
Yes. She's kind of like Madonna. Like, is she British? Is she not? We don't know.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, but I was like, there was a few gals I was meeting for the first time at this coffee shop, and I'm like I'm Samantha.
And they're like, get away from me.
Here's your new nickname. I'm like, oh gosh. Sorry, Kiara, if your friends think I'm weird.
I hope they do think you're weird in a good way, because it is good.
It's fun to play dress up and be characters.
That's right.
Because you can get older, but you don't have to grow up.
Yes. That's why I just said, screw it.
I'm wearing the goggles.
Yeah. And about swimming in the waves. I was like, I can't get enough of this.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
That makes me think of when John and I were in Playa del Carmen last year. We were playing in the waves. And I really haven't swam in the ocean much in my life because it also petrifies me.
Yep.
But nice, calm waves. We're swimming out there. And I'm just like, wow, this is magic. This is beautiful. Oh my God. And then I go like this. I go, oh, look, a shell. And I grab something. I go, it's a Band-Aid. I was holding somebody's Band-Aid that fell off in the ocean.
I'll do you one
gross.
better. One time. No. I was in Waikiki Beach. Anna and I were swimming around. We look over, human feces.
Stop it right now. That is disgusting.
And we were screaming, picture us. We were in donut tubes. They looked like donuts. tubes, trying to get out of there. Get me out, screaming. And this guy next to us is like, what are you guys doing? And we're like, there's feces, poop, everyone out. So we just started a mass exodus from the water.
Oh my God.
Disgusting.
That's so gross.
It's also not the first time that's happened to me. I remember one time I was 8. I was at a Best Western in Grants Pass, Oregon. And Emily and I, my cousin, were swimming around. We had been putting water in our mouth.
No.
They closed the pool because someone pooped in the hot tub. Then the water from the hot tub was like a
pouring
cool
over.
water flow that went in, and the poop was coming into the pool.
You know what they call that? It's literally called a code brown.
Yeah. I mean,
Ew. I hate everything about that. That's so and it was in your mouth.
I mean, the poop wasn't in my mouth. Hopefully,
You don't know that.
but the poop water was.
I have to acknowledge something that's happened during this podcast recording.
Uh-oh.
I have a fallen soldier. My sock.
Oh my God, yes.
My toenail just
I love
broke.
that you wore those. Oh
No,
wait, this is new?
This just happened while recording this episode. For those of you who have been active listeners since episode 1, and we talked about the toenail clipping schedule and how I just wait until I sacrifice my socks, and that's how I know I need to clip the toenails. Well, live on the scene currently, my big toe just ripped through another pair of socks. But you know what?
Silence.
They're really not even long right now. I think I also just need to get new socks because these are quite thin.
I wonder if when you did have long toenails, it was starting to rip away at it already. And
yeah, but I was sitting here and all of a sudden I was like, I feel a breeze. And I'm like, wow.
A breeze on the tip of my toe.
Wow, it's happening.
Also, a phrase that I
air.
really enjoy that I said the other day that I think we should really circulate is suck on my big toe. Not in a sexual way, but in a way of like kind of like
suck
fuck
on
off.
this big toe.
Yeah, suck on my big toe.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Suck on my big toe.
Because it's like really gross and no one wants to. Well, some people might want to do that.
Yeah,
so be
there are
careful maybe
people.
who you say it to.
They're like, okay, sign me up.
Yeah, they're like, oh, is that permission?
Like, wow, thank you so much.
Yeah, but I think it's a funny,
that
aggressive
funny.
thing to say.
I always like the one where it's like, eat my shorts.
Correct.
Because it's like, what?
Yeah, like why?
What? Eat my shorts.
Oh, we did look up. We did confirm that get your goat,
it's a saying.
which I did say in the last episode, is for sure a saying. I'm glad I was using it correctly. We also confirmed that reverse age gap, that's a thing.
Yeah.
And it literally is defined
as the woman is older.
Yeah.
Oh, makes me so angry.
Makes me sick.
Makes me pissed.
Sounds like something that Luteal would have come up with. That bitch.
Makes me so pissed.
Make me pissed. We should come up with some type of phrase to like blame something on Luteal.
We truly, like, in this household, we can't say pissed without saying it like this. Pissed.
Or a piss in boots.
Yeah, we say to, like, instead of like Puss in Boots from the Incredible Shrek series, we say piss in boots.
Or piss and shit.
Yeah, yeah. Where it's like, do the dogs need to take a piss?
Yep.
And shit.
Yep. Oh, we played Fishbowl in Tulum, and it made me think of you.
Game.
And Malia did write one of the words was just pee pee poo poo, and it made us laugh every time. Sometimes you just gotta go with a classic joke like that, because seeing 19 adults have to say pee pee poo poo at some point is really funny.
Yeah, get them.
It'll really get you.
John
really get you.
Was talking with, I don't remember who it was, somebody in our circle saying, how much money should we bet on at what point in Reed and Tori's podcast are they going to talk about poop?
I think we talked about it in the first episode.
We probably talked about it in the first episode.
Yeah.
Oopsie.
It's something everyone does. So if there's something that can unify us as humans, might as well talk about it.
You know what I say to that?
What?
Oopsie poopsie. Oopsie poopsie.
Oops, oopsie.
Your horoscope sign.
Yeah.
Do you know if that's earth,
I'm an
wind? No, air.
I'm
or
Libra.
fire?
I think I might be an air.
I feel like that's earth. I don't know.
Let's look. But sometimes I question how I'm not a water sign, but Libra is an air sign.
She's airy.
Well, guess what I wasn't feeling? The air last night as I was thinking I was plummeting to the earth.
Oy.
I don't feel at peace when I'm in the air.
That says when you're flying, you're supposed to feel at peace.
No, but it just feels like it should be.
Hey, what about you know that ride? Hey, Hey,
What?
you know that ride when we saw Zoe Deschanel and the Fixer Upper guy at
Correct.
Disneyland? The swings?
What are those called? The symphony swings.
Yeah. Did you feel at peace on those?
I did. Yeah, like I like to feel weightless and floating around like that, but if I can see and I'm not like that far above ground.
Yeah.
But I don't feel at peace in an airplane.
What's Sagittarius?
I'll see.
Is that one also air or what is it? Tori and I are both Sag moons.
Scorpio a fire sign?
No, girl, it's water.
Ooh.
I know. Scorpio gives. Like,
Yeah.
I always thought it was a fire sign, but it's water. And you know what? That makes sense because I could live in the
Sag
shower.
is a fire.
Oh, wait. That means... Wait, what's Leo? Is Leo also fire? Leo's got to be fire, right?
Yeah.
So I've got 2 fire, 1 water. And you have air, fire, and water. Oh, look at you. You're almost the Avatar.
Libra's all about balance.
Balance.
And harmony. So that makes sense. You know?
Balance.
Known for my charm, diplomacy, and appreciation for aesthetics.
Honestly, you so are, though.
Thanks.
You're
so Libra.
She's such a good girl.
Little good girl.
She's such a good little girl.
No, I just want to have balance.
Balance.
I want to have balance.
Yeah, we also only say long A's in this household. We have to say not balance. It's balance.
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 We have had people ask us before if we were from the Midwest.
Yes.
And I don't understand it.
People,
I mean, I do. I hear it, but...
It's because of the Jonathan influence.
I know. We used to have people when we were kids think that we were drunk and high all the time and dead sober.
I vividly remember a time when you and I were standing in our freshman year, like the freshman hallway at the lockers, and somebody like came over and was asking us like if we were high, and we were so naive and like just
we were
goody
like, how would we
two
even have
shoes.
done that?
I didn't even really know what weed was then.
Yep.
And
me either.
we're like, what? But like now that I know what people are like high,
Yes.
I'm like,
I get it. I see
that
it.
makes so much sense.
I see
that
it.
people would have thought we were high because we were just like
1000%.
laughing about the dumbest stuff.
Yes. And the thing is, though, that it makes me a little bit sad is that we were able to reach that part of ourselves unabashedly. And other people are like, you would have to be under the influence of this thing to do that.
But you know what?
Check it. We're not.
high on life.
That's right, motherfucker.
Woo! I'm having a jolly good time. I was chuckling to myself the other day. I was walking home and I was just like, just started chuckling. And then I was like, started chuckling even more because I was like, man, I'm funny up in this brain. Wow, I'm so funny. I don't even know what I was saying, but I was like laughing at my own jokes. And then I was just thinking, I hope everybody thinks they're funny. I hope they all think that they are the funniest person, because could you imagine having a relationship with yourself?
Laugh.
Like, this is dark. This is dark. The only relationship you have for your entire life is the one you have with yourself.
I don't think that's dark. I think it's just true.
It's the God's honest truth. I'll tell you that.
Amen.
But could you imagine going the whole life and you're not making yourself laugh? You're not chuckling.
Sounds
you're not
exhausting.
walking by yourself just...
Yeah, because I have a constant
Funny.
narrative and commentary going through my head. Guess what? We also may only have our whole lives. May not always have looks.
But we got our
Got
humor.
our personality. So...
I'm trying to make people laugh forever.
Yeah.
Or ends up being just me. You know what? I've succeeded.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be chuckling till the
Yes.
day I die.
What?
Oh my God. Did you use the gloves?
No.
Tori Lynn, what
I did
happened?
bring them. And then I kept forgetting about them.
Oh,
and then,
no. Tell the people. Tell the people.
I know. I still haven't talked to Kevin about it either.
Oh my God. This is a travesty.
So back up because this is funny. So my dear friends, Elise and Kevin, they were the ones who we were celebrating this last weekend. Kevin, like a year or two ago, I was out getting drinks with the 3 of them. Nope. The 3 of us. There were 3 of us, the 2 of them and me. And Kevin goes, we're talking about like frat parties or something. And Kevin goes, hey, you guys ever had those like rave gloves done at you? And I said, done at me? First off, what does that mean? Second off, no, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Apparently this is a thing, like was a thing, is a thing. I went to a Christian college.
No rave gloves there.
No rave gloves were happening there. I feel like the statute of limitations is up. I was throwing house parties even though we weren't supposed to, but I did not have rave gloves. They
Watch
didn't reach
your
the
college
Christian circuit.
listen to this and they go, we're taking your diploma away.
That would be freaking crazy. I'd say then give me all of my ridiculous amounts of money back. Thank you. So apparently that's a thing. Elise also went to a Christian college, didn't experience it either. So we have this whole conversation, right? He's like trying to explain to us about this whole thing. So I like look it up when I get home. I'm like, oh, this is a thing. I remember I asked you about it. You're like, yes, I witnessed that. My sister had witnessed it. A lot of other people had witnessed it.
There'd just be people at parties that had rave gloves.
Yeah, and if you don't know what they are, they're basically like glowing fingertip gloves.
They're black gloves with lights.
Like LED fingertips.
So then you can like when it's dance
dark,
with them.
Yeah, it looks crazy because there's lights everywhere.
And for people who are partaking
on synthetic party drugs, I'm sure that is
they're
crazy. Like, so I did bring the gloves, not synthetic party drugs, with us to Tulum, and I was gonna pull Kevin in our room and do that at him. I was gonna do it the last night, and then I think he crapped out from all the drinking. I went to bed early.
Boo.
And thank God for dear friend Mandy. She reminded me and she was like, Tori, you haven't done it yet. And I was like, don't worry. I think the party's ramping up for our last night. This is the perfect night to do it. And then party fizzled out really early.
You should have just gone into his bedroom as he was asleep
and
wake him up.
Like text Elise and
should we break into their house and do it?
That might be a good idea.
They're
coming out next party.
Yeah, we need to plot a situation where you can do the gloves at Kevin.
I know.
Wow. I want to see you use the gloves. I haven't seen your moves with the gloves yet.
I know. I haven't practiced them.
Did you have to charge them?
I also was like, no. They have like lithium batteries in them.
Oh,
you just like pull the tab out and then.
Oh.
But like, what song do you use for that? I was just gonna pick some type of like electronic.
I don't know why this is what came to. I was like, I got a feeling.
Honestly, you know what's funny? Black Eyed Peas also came into my head. It feels like a good thing to do with it.
Why did they?
Or we could do
separate?
Party rockers in the house tonight. You could do a fun.
Oh, I like it.
Ooh. I employ those drummers. Those drummer boys.
Yeah, you go find those drummer boys
to show up, and I'm just dancing in front of them with the gloves.
And everybody in your goggles.
Yeah, and my god, everyone would love that.
And they're filming you with the underwater
correct
GoPro.
My swimsuit's not working again.
Fernando comes over, pours some shots down your throat.
Yes. Oh, that would have been
that would have been
epic
the
finale
best.
to the week.
Yeah.
Next time.
Guess you got to go back.
I'm in. Fernando, wait up for me.
Wow. Well, sounds like you had a really great trip. I missed
really
you. I'm going to miss you now.
I know.
Hopefully I come back with some fun stories too.
I know. Me and the pups.
Don't think
be waiting for
I'm going to have as crazy of stories.
You never know.
Wow. You never know. You're right.
You never know.
Maybe I will.
Thanks for listening to all of my stories. Of recapping. Thanks for sharing your hilarious family anecdotes from this weekend. That was a wild weekend for the fam.
It really was.
Love that. But anyways, we're excited to catch up with you guys again next week. More vacation tales.
And we appreciate you listening, making it to the end of this episode.
That's right. Share with all your friends.
And if you enjoyed this episode, please give us a 5-star rating.
Please.
And let us know that you liked spending time with us. And if you are watching us on YouTube, please like and subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
Make sure to follow our podcast anywhere you get podcasts so you are notified each week when a new episode comes out every Wednesday.
Yep, Wednesday at midnight.
So we'll be back next Wednesday. We hope you have a great week.
Love you, besties.
All.